Good day, everyone. So our topic is all about the good life. So, introduction. John Thesis said there is no basic connection. Science and technology are in fact there. Good life and virtue are who we are and how we interact with science and technology as part of our environment and each other. So, science and technology are tools that can help us achieve a good life, especially if the practitioners of science and technology have a practice good virtue. Science or technology may be practiced virtuously, but they do not make a character of virtue. So, any product or idea can be used by individuals for good or bad. That doesn't not make the product or idea inherently bad. So, according to John Thesis, there is no connection daw. Pero, ang science and technology, na-adjud siya. So, ang science technology is neutral. When we say neutral, is pantay sa kasangkapan. Ang science technology is, wala sila likas na kalaga sa moralidad sa usa katao. But, ang effect sa science and technology is magdepende siya sa kung giun sa paggamit sa mga tao. So, virtue or ethical behavior is nag-determine siya whether ang science and technology is gamiton siya for good and bad. So, and also, science or technology may be practiced virtuously but dili siya mao ang nagbuhat sa virtue sa usa ka tao. So, there is three fundamental goods from George Garcia, which is the beauty, truth, and happiness. So, first is, let's discuss the beauty. This refers to anything that brings joy to our senses and emotions, like for example, arts, and also nature, and act of kindness. That is beauty. And when we say truth, this is the pursuit of recognition of what is real, like kanang ginakuan din nila kung unsa ang tinuod, like for example, science, knowledge, and also justice. So mo na siya ang truth. So ang last, which is ang happiness. So ang happiness is a vital part of good life because it gives meaning and fulfillment to our actions. So, since science is seeks truth, ginakuha dyan nila kung saan tinuod, is naturally inclined toward good. However, this doesn't not mean that ang tanan nga scientific advancement is automatically beneficial. Kung ang discovery o ang invention makawala og beauty and happiness, dapat careful ta sa paggamit, diba? Like for example, nuclear technology. So, is a remarkable science achievement. So, ang nuclear technology is a remarkable science achievement. Pwede na to siya gamitin for providing energy for our homes, but it can also be used as a weapon, causing of huge destructions. So, in this case, we must carefully evaluate its use to ensure that it aligns with the three fundamental goods in our life, which is the beauty, truth, and happiness. So happiness and virtue by Ellie and Aristotle. So, Aristotle argued that true happiness comes from a virtuous life, not from pleasure, power, or fame. Science and technology contribute to happiness mainly by reducing suffering. Some people can still be happy despite suffering, showing that external circumstances alone don't determine happiness. So, according to Aristotle, ang tunay na kaligayahan ay hindi nakabatay sa panandaliang kasiyahan, kapangyarihan o kasikatan, but about living a virtuous and fulfilling life. He argued that true happiness comes from developing good character, exercising reasons, and engaging in meaningful activities that align with one's purpose. So, nakatabang ang science and technology sa happiness by reducing suffering, by providing living condition, and also making life more convenient. But dili na siya direct makahatag jud og deep happiness sa mga tao, pero according na siya kay Aristotle. But there's some people, di ba, na makita nato na mas malipay sila sa nga mag-suffer. So para sa ilahe is dili lang panggawas nga kahimtang or sa gawas nga kahimtang ang nagbuot sa kalipay. Sometimes makita nato ni siya sa mga tao nga naay inner strength and also perspective or a strong sense of purpose. So mo ni siya ang nakapalig-on sa idea ni Aristotle nga ang tinuod nga kalipay or happiness nagikan sa atong pagkatao, ug kung giunsa nato pag-atubang at ang mga challenges in life rather than the external success or comfort alone. So in short, science and technology are powerful tools, but they do not define virtue or goodness. So their impact depends how they are used, and the good life is achieved through virtue, which align with happiness, truth, and beauty. And also, science should be pursued as long as it doesn't not harm these fundamental goods. Now, Aristotle and how we all inspire for a good life. So, Aristotle 384 BC to 322 BC. We already know who is Aristotle, right? Was a great philosopher, a student of Plato, and teacher of Alexander the Great. He wrote on physics, metaphysics, poetry, theater, music, logic, rhetoric, linguistics, politics, ethics, biology, and also zoology. He thought in multiple fields, was considered a definitive for millennia. In his work in ethics and politics is still widely influenced today. He is one of the greatest thinkers in history of philosophy rather. So, according to Aristotle, on living well, Aristotle's views on living well begins with the consideration of ends and means. So, now let's talk about the ends and means. So, according to Aristotle, on living well are the deeply connected to his ideas about the ends, which means telos. And also the means in ethical reasoning. So, he discussed this primarily in his work, Nicomachean Ethics, where he explores the concept of eudaimonia, or means flourishing or happiness as the ultimate goal of human life. So now, let's understand and the ends and means. So when we say ends, which is telos, the ultimate purpose. So Aristotle argued that every actions or choice ends to some goods, meaning it has a purpose or end. So some ends are instrumental, meaning they are pursued for the sake or something else. Like for example, kanang money is gi-pursue nimo nga makuha to buy something or to buy things or some things. something, but dapat naitaas nga purpose. Something desired for its own sake and not as a means to anything else. So this Aristotle identifies as eudaimonia, flourishing or living well. So when we say means, the path of the end. So the means are the actions, habits, and virtues that leads to achieving the final end. For Aristotle believes that moral virtue like courage, temperance, and justice are necessary means to reach eudaimonia. So, in short, para kay Aristotle, living well means understanding the proper and eudaimonia and using the right means, which is the virtue and wisdom, to achieve it. Okay? So, only the aligning our actions with our ultimate purpose can be truly live a fulfilled and ethical field. Now, Aristotle argued that we are mature. We act less aimlessly and more purposefully. We try to develop a plan for living that unites all our various purposes without a plan for living. We don't know that we are trying to do or why we are trying to do it. Moreover, not just any plan will do. We need a right plan, which is one that aims that final ultimate end. So, Aristotle believes that as we grow mature, we become deliberate in our action. So, shifting from acting aimlessly to acting with purpose. This means we start developing a plan for living a way to organize our goals and actions into a meaningful whole. So, now, question. Why do we need to plan for living? So, kung wala man gud tay klaro nga plano, wala tay taro nga direction sa ato ang life. And also, wala ta kabalo kung unsa ato ang gusto makuha or nganong ato ang ning gibuhat. So, ang usa ka better life need na siya og clear nga purpose nga mag-unite sa tanan natong mga desisyon o pagpaningkamot. But what is the final end of human life? And that all of us ought to aim at, ba? So for Aristotle, the final end human life is to flourish or live well. So to have a good life, all action should aim to this end. Of course, in order to live at all, we need foods, clothes, and also shelter. But living is itself the means to the end of living well. And what is living well? So, Aristotle says that living well is the final end of humans. It is not means to anything else. Aristotle thinks this is obvious because few people want to live. But what is now another question? Don't different people have a different ideas about what a good life is? How can there be one right plan or living well? How can there be one final end that we all ought to seek? So, for some, it may consist of accumulating wealth. For others, it is having a power being famous or experiencing pleasure. And if people control the good life differently, if they have a different desire. To answer this question, Aristotle argued that not all the desires are the same. There are the acquired desire, which is differ between individuals, and the natural desire, which are the same for everyone. So when we say acquired desire, is kind of things that appears good because we want or need them. Kana ganing mga butang nga nindot tungod kay gusto nato or need nato. And also, ang natural desire is kanang mga butang nga nindot or kinahanglanon nato bisan gusto or dili nato gusto. So, with this consideration in mind, Aristotle states that the good life consists in the possession over the course of lifetime of those things that are really good for us. Moreover, what is really good for any one of us corresponds to the natural needs that are the same for all people. And what is good for one person is good for another. In other words, there is the right plan for living well. According to Aristotle, is include the bodily goods. I think it help na siya dadra ang health, vitality, vigor, and pleasure. And ang sa external goods, which is the clothes, the food, shelter, and wealth. Well, the goods of the soul, knowledge, which is nadira ang skills, love, friendship, aesthetic enjoyment, self-esteem, and also ang honor. So, the first two types of goods, which is the limited goods, and also ang limited goods and also ang goods of the soul are unlimited goods. So when we say limited goods, we can have more of them than we need. So, di ba kasagaran sa mga tao mas daghan pa ilahang pamilitoon nga dili importante sa ilang daily life kasi sa mga need jud kaayo, di ba? So, sa goods of the soul or unlimited goods is kabaliktaran ra po siya sa limited goods. Mas ginapalit jud nato tong mga needs kaysa sa mga dili kaayo kinahanglanon or important. But surely, the knowledge of the good life isn't sufficient to actually living a good life. So, for example, kanang bawal mo inom og mga drinking alcohols pero giinom gihapon. So, how do we learn to discern these real goods? So, Aristotle believed that to truly live a good life, we must develop a good moral character through habits. So, good habits make right actions effortless and help us consistently make good choices. So, virtue or good habits help us to choose wisely, while vices, I think, which is the bad habits, and lead us toward things that only seem good. So, intellectual virtue like wisdom, which is ang pag-sharp sa atong thinking, and when we say moral virtue is like moderation, courage, and justice, like shape our actions and decision. So, the most important moral virtue or habit are moderation, courage, and justice. Moderation keeps us from indulging in pleasure or seeking too much the limited goods. And when I say courage is having the dispositions to do what it takes to live a good life. And justice is the virtue that allows us to have friend and enjoy the benefits of cooperation.
Next topic is the greatest happiness principles and harm principles. Myth greatest happiness the principle states that action and right and promise happiness, pleasure, and absence of pain. Wrong if they produce unhappiness. Whatever these principles, I face a challenge when individual happiness conflict with others by emphasizing the greatest amount of happiness for all, not the individual. The harm principle is complement this stating individuals harm liberty unless their action harm others. Their principles work together with the harm principle guiding action to maximize the overall happiness. So male greatest happiness is a principle say action right if they increase the overall happiness or pleasure minus pain is because individual happiness can conflict. The principle focus on maximizing the happiness for everyone. The harm principles adds to individual liberty is protect unless the harm other or others that's helping to achieve the greatest overall happiness. Materialism. The first materialistics were atomists in the ancient Greece. Democritus or Leopsippus led a school whose primarily believed that world is made up of and is controlled by the tiny, indivisible unit in the world called atomos or seeds. Democritus and his disciples, the world including human being is made up of matter. There no need to possess immaterial entities as source of purpose. As in Greek, autonomists like Democritus and Leoptus were early materialists. They believed the universe was composed of tiny, indivisible particles like atoms, re- rejecting the need for immaterial force to explain the world or human existence. Hedonism. Hedonism is prioritize pleasure and minimize pain life goals. Epicureanism is prominent form of advocacy of maximizing pleasure and minimizing suffering that reflected the afterlife. The different types of exist. Number 1. Biological hedonism. Number 2. Ethical hedonism. Number 3. Christian hedonism. And another one that we call rational hedonism. Stoicism. Stoicism, founded by Epicurus, emphasized achieving happiness through empathy, indifference, and accepting what beyond our control. Key tenets include a rational universe governed by reason, virtue as a life aligned with nature, wisdom at the root, virtue, and the avoidance of intense emotion, pleasure and neither good or bad, and suffering like illness or poverty is inherently evil, virtue in pursue for duty, not pleasure. So Stoicism, please noted, it was founded by Epicurus. Teaches that happiness comes from accepting we can control and cultivating inner peace to indifference to internal events. It's emphasized to rational universe but to align with nature, wisdom, and emotional control. Theism. The most people find a meaning of their lives using God as forelum of their existence. The Philippines, as a predominantly Catholic country, is witness to how people base their life goals on beliefs that hints of some form of supernatural reality called heaven. The ultimate basis of happiness for TS is the communication with God. The world where are only just a temporary reality where you have to maneuver around while waiting for ultimate return to hunt God. For my understanding about TSM, especially in predominantly Catholic countries like the Philippines, God provides lives, meaning, and purpose. The ultimate happiness for TS is communication with God, with the early life seen as a temporary journey towards an ultimate goals. Humanism is a philosophy emphasizing human value and agency, organizing in 13th and 14th century Italy. It spread throughout Europe, defining the Renaissance. Humanitas encompass virtue like compassion and fortitude, demanding both action and contemplation for the balanced life.